My name is Conor Moloney. I'm the General Manager of An Púcán Bar and Restaurant in Galway City. One of the senior managers in our group had completed the Timoney course in 2021, and I had a conversation with him on that and how that went for him, and he clearly got a lot of benefit from it. So this came around then, the idea of the Lismullin leadership course. He floated the idea past me, explained what the course was about and who'd be delivering some of the talks and what the coursework was, and it had my interest straight away. You know, the idea of coming and working with future leaders from different industries across Ireland was something that appealed to me. He explained the Harvard case study method and you know how each day was ran, and I suppose it grasped my attention, and I really look forward to doing it. I don't think I walked away from any one day with the idea of, oh, I must apply all of this straight away, you know, but the learnings become evident as time goes on, and you might touch on something in a case study and that resonates with something that may have happened just 6 months ago or years ago, or with a previous employment with a manager that may not have had the right skill set for the job that they were doing. And you take learning from that and you say, I must never fall into that same trap hole again myself. We may have touched on a case study that it could relate to something completely different. We did one case study on the NYPD, but you'd never think there'd be comparisons between the NYPD and a hospitality business. But there is a lot of similarities, you know, and trying to balance the network and then give the people the tools to do their job and make sure that they're supported, make sure problems are addressed, deal with any bureaucracy that's there. And when you look at it like that and you're comparing a small hospitality business in the grand scheme of things and the NYPD, which employs 33,000 people, or did at the time, it makes it seem like these problems are universal, you know, and I keep using the word problems, but they're not problems, they're obstacles, you know, and there's something that they're there for us to overcome, and when we do, you move on, and it's the next obstacle, and how do we overcome this? When you see a problem and you think this problem or this obstacle is specific to my industry, and then you talk to somebody else and they're talking about they're having the very same difficulty, whether it comes to dealing with a line manager or relationships with staffs or just the network structure of a business, and you see it very differently then that this is all global, you know what I mean, and there is ways to solve these problems, you know, it has been done before, we're not reinventing the wheel. It makes them seem a lot smaller and a lot more solvable when you look at them in that light, as if I'm not the first person that's ever encountered this, somebody has come across this before and they were able to overcome it. And I think over the last 9 months I found my own decision making has improved, and I don't stress problems probably as much as I used to, because I know that it's just about finding the solution. Sometimes you need to find it here and now. Sometimes you might need to park it and you deal with what's in front of you on the day, and you go back and you pick that problem up and you solve it then. But it just all seems a little bit more clear, a little clearer, and probably a little bit easier. When you look at the case studies and you read it and you're wondering, I'm not getting anything from that, and then you go into the room and you all meet up the day before the course and everybody's feeling the same thing. And then Professor Carlos comes in and he brings you through it, and you're thinking, geez, how didn't I see it that way? Do you know what I mean? And it's so clear and it's so obvious, and it breaks down this whole challenge around leadership and obstacles and how to overcome them. I think we make stuff a little bit harder than they need to be, and using the Harvard case study method, I think it helps to kind of break down these challenges and just isolate what needs to be done and how you do it, and then you measure the results.